Thank you for making it a warm welcome for me and making it very, very conducive. I'm grateful. And everyone here, we're going to run, and I promise you it's going to be very interactive, and we're going to take a lot of feedback from this. So I'm excited to be here to share with you how to climb the career ladder. And they call us the exposed team, the exposed group, between 5 to 10 years career experience. And I'll be sharing, more importantly, experiential, but I also still have my slides. And we have some opinion polls, some questions along the line, just to make sure that we are connecting with ourselves and that we're all on the same page. Good to see you, Temitope, and every other person. Uju, I can see all of you. Nice to have you all here. And so let's run. I will start by sharing my slide. We have just 30 minutes, so I'm sharing my slide. If you can see my slide, let me know.
Not yet.
Can you see me?
We can see you,
okay.
not the slides yet.
Okay, so sharing my slide now.
Fantastic.
Okay, so if you can see my slide, let me know.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, great. Oh, so we're talking around, of course, it's a career summit, and then this, I'm group 3. The exposed group, 5 to 10 years work experience. And the table of content was shared, how to understand to advance your career developmentally, understand the critical skills for success, how to position yourself, know something basically running through the table of contents. That's it. But more, I'll be talking about 2 things basically: how to play around the office politics, and also what kind of skills you need. I'll be emphasizing a lot on those 2 areas. Before we go on, I want to ask some quick questions. I want us to drop it in the comment section. How long have you been working for? 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years? Do you think you're in the right career? Yes or no? And also, I need a career change. So just respond quickly to these questions in the comment section. I'm giving us 2 minutes to quickly do that so that we can move on. I'm expecting someone to say 7 years, almost 7 years, a series 7 years, Olushola and John 10 years. Oh, I have a 12 years, Olamiti 9 years. Olamiti says he loves his job. Who's saying no? Temitope is saying no. No to what? So I asked the question, are you in the right career? And also, do you love your job, or are you looking for a career change? 9 years. Mukaila is saying 10 years. Okay, so I think we're all on the same page. Good. So I want to talk about the features of this group. I'm talking about the exposed group as assigned by the Career Summit, by Laraj. And so what are the features? And I want, because I want to connect with you and I want to relate with you, is that average years of experience about 10 years from data. At this point, if you are between 5 to 10 years in your career, you must have defined your career path. You must have identified your career path. So you are doing what you love to do and what you intend to build a career with. So there's a clear career path identified. Now, at this point, between 5 to 10 years, you must have acquired the requisite professional certification needed. So if you're in HR, you must have gotten your CIPM. If you're an accountant, you have gotten your ICANN and all the certifications. By the time you are within 5 to 10 years in your working career. So currently in your organization, you should be in middle or junior management role. And when I say junior or middle management, maybe you're an assistant manager, you're a deputy manager, you're a manager, a senior manager, as long as you have manager tied to your name. So you're currently junior or middle management role in your organization. And most times when you're between 5 and 10 years in your working career, you are currently managing a team. Like just one person and yourself, it's still a team.
Network. Apologies. I think our speaker's network is a bit. Can we also hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I think it's her network.
I hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can mute back. Let's just wait for her. I'm sure it's a network. You guys saw the difference between when YF was presenting and when Dayo-Olum was presenting. When that YF was presenting from Nigeria, you could see the. Did you feel it? Did anybody feel it? The network was not stable.
Yeah, it was fluctuating.
Network. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so stable.
Oh dear. Oh dear. What can we do?
It is well with us.
Okay, it is well with you people. I don't think I'm Nigerian. I think they slapped me from somewhere.
It is well with us, and we'll make the change there.
We'll make the change. Thank you so much. The leadership mindset, we'll make the change. But really, I mean, I was listening and following, but that just kept coming to my mind that this guy's network was just, you know. All right, so let's see how it goes. Let me try and reach her.
I used to apologize to my friend in Canada on behalf of Nigeria whenever we talk on WhatsApp.
That bad.
Keep stressing ahead.
Come and get my own internet. It's stable here. I can recommend. Yes. From Zeta Web. It's an internet service provider.
Are you working there?
I'm not working there. My husband works there. Oh, please, I can recommend. It's so stable.
You need to pay for advert space, please. Pay for advert space.
What do you call the name? Oh, internet?
Zeta Web. Zeta Web.
Data.
Zeta. Z-E-T-A. They are in Lekki.
Okay.
Data Web.
Yes, please. It's very effective. No itch. No breakout.
Can you share sample data for us? Let's see how it goes.
Can you imagine? That is not possible.
It's the husband that works there, so.
It's my husband that works there.
Abby, you know what I do
try
now?
and convince us.
When I talk to people outside the country, I just tell them, you know what? I think your network is bad. I think your network. I stop saying our network is bad. That's my own. I just start saying their network. Okay, so while we are waiting for Taiwo to join us back on, can we just have, you know, pillars in the group? We said earlier people should post their names and post, you know, their lessons from this COVID. If you know you posted, let me see your hand.
I did.
I did. Okay.
I did.
That's the Zeta lady. Okay. I can hear it. Zeta lady, what's your name?
Kike Lomo.
So that's Kike.
My name is Kike Lomo.
Yeah, Kike, you're the one that has the 12 years experience.
7.
Okay. I saw somebody with 7. All right. So those that didn't post, please do post a group right now. Michaela, I can see your hand up. Yes. So those of you that have not posted, please post. Allow me to see, what's your COVID lesson? What's your COVID lesson?
I posted. All right.
You posted. Tell us here now. You don't trust you. You made too much money.
Really?
Making money.
I think so far, what I've discovered in this season is that, yes, I'm actually making money. Yes, this season.
Good.
Because the way things are changing now,
Great.
I can imagine if I've not done some things, it's very difficult for me to find. That's one of the lessons of those. Thanks.
Great. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Okay, so you're back. Great. Okay. So it's back on. Thank you for sharing your COVID lesson. Allow me to. So let me hand over to the facilitator, the speaker for our
session. So I was talking about the features of this class. We've moved on. And I said at this point, you're asking the question, what must I do to move up? Can we all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
Good. We cannot see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me quickly. Oh, sorry. I thought I'd shared. Let me share again. Okay. I'm sharing. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So what we're talking about now, I've talked about, so I've talked about this. And I'll move on to how do I rise the ladder? So one of the things you need to do is that you must always be willing to learn new things. You must always be willing to learn new things. So now what brings you to where you are currently is your technical capabilities. Yes, I'm a human resource professional. It has earned you the role. What new thing are you bringing to the table? At this level, you must be delivering beyond your KPI. So you are asking yourself, what are you willing to learn? What are the new things you're willing to learn? I love what Dr. Dayo-Abatan said when he said, go to futurelearn.com and begin to learn new things, because the kind of skills that has brought you this far will not take you further. Knowledge is power, and people who wish to advance in their career are always open to learning new things. Learning new skills make you more versatile and is where the real growth happens. You can gain knowledge in many different ways. For example, you can read books and journals on the industry you currently work in. So I've worked in banking, I've worked in the health sector, and I'm currently in insurance. But do you know what? When I'm sitting at the table, you will think I'm an underwriter, because I took time to read books around my industry and understand what operates in my industry. I speak their language, I speak their lexicon. And so I can connect to management when they have to take decisions. What new skills are you learning? And so like technology, there are always new developments. And like I said, take on bigger responsibilities that are beyond your job description. So for example, in my organization, I'm a marketer. So I sell the company's product, so that when the salesperson, I can connect with them as regards their challenges, as regards what they face on the streets. So I sell. I know a bit about accounting. How many of us can interpret a balance sheet, can interpret the audited report of our organization? Do we know what they call a balance sheet, what they call a special reports? Our audited report, how many of us can interpret it? Go and learn something new for you to be able to move up the ladder. The next thing we'll talk about is get noticed. It's called positioning. And somebody was asking a question while Dayo was talking, that what's different between visibility and eye service? Guys, you need to get yourself noticed. It's called positioning. You need to position yourself that people can, people who are the decision makers can identify you. Let me give you an overview. When you sit in top management, what we look at is that we have an helicopter view of the organization. We're looking from up down. So when you get lost in the crowd, then you cannot get noticed. You need to position yourself, and then you ask yourself how. Learn to ask for feedback regularly. If you cannot take feedback, then you are not ready to move on. Every day I seek for feedback. How was my presentation? How did I do at the meeting today? What did you feel about my comment? Oh, sir, that report I submitted to you, and can you feedback on it? Don't always expect a thumbs up. Don't always expect excellence. Be open-minded to take feedback and ask for it regularly. Another thing is that you need to participate and volunteer in company activities. Be at the forefront. The new place of work now is project-based. With us. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you.
The new place of work now is project-based, no longer silos, whereby HR is separate, account is separate. A contemporary HR would ensure.
Oh, again.
Fastest to gain relevance, because you'll be interacting with other people from other departments who are your peers and may at the end of the day be willing to make decisions around your performance appraisal. Also note that during performance appraisal, there's a peer review. There's peer review, there's calibration. where other managers will sit down and they would review your own performance as appraised by your manager. So you need to position yourself to get yourself noticed, participate and volunteer in company activities. Another one is that you need to develop the right skills. So Google, what are the new skills relevant for my profession at this point in time? What are the skills that I need to have? We all know now that our world has changed due to COVID-19, and as such, how have you sharpened your presentation skills? Now we've all been used to presenting in front of a crowd. Now presenting is done virtual. How have you been able to develop the right skills for your future? Can I also say that you're in the right position now at the level of career you have to challenge the norm? You can challenge the norm, but challenge it in a nice way. Why are we doing this way? And before you challenge the norm, please be ready with an alternative. I'm hearing so much background noise, it's disturbing. I would appreciate if you can mute our devices, please. It's called courtesy. It's courtesy. Thank you. Yourself. And when you're challenging the norm, also be ready with a substitute. Be ready with an alternative. More importantly, as you want to grow the career ladder, you need to be patient. While you are learning to be patient, you are stretching. While you are learning to be patient, you are learning new things. While you are patient, you are developing capacity. You're developing capacity. So while I was trying to move, I was moving from an organization that had 200 employees to one that I now had to manage 4,000. 4,000 across 4 African countries. You can see that I had to learn the language, I had to learn the labor laws, a lot of things. So what I did was I was patient. You need to be patient. Before you launch out so you don't disgrace yourself, be in your quiet space and begin to equip yourself. Build capacity from within. I'll move on. There's some top skills you need to move ahead. Top skills you need to move ahead. One is your communication skill. I'm not going to continue with my slide at this point in time. If I ask you communication, you think I'm communicating right now? Communication is beyond just talking. Look at this diagram. If you can see this diagram, just tell me yes.
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 Excellent. So you can see communication. You can see communication in the circle, and then you can see everything around communication. Your negotiation skills, your business writing skills, your influencing skills. How culturally savvy are you? Cross-cultural communication. At this point in your career, you cannot allow for biases. Biases are a no-no. So there's nothing like I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, or I'm Hausa. Now let's take it across the borders. Nothing like I'm African, or you are Caucasian, or you are Asian. Cross-cultural sensitivity is very important for you at this point in your career. Now, while you are having your conversations, you must not be targeting wanting to win all conversations. You are striking a balance around win-win. Note what I said around peer review and performance appraisal. You must strike win-win conversations all the time. And also, how are you sharpening your selling skills? At this level in your career, 5 to 10 years, you can no longer afford to say, I'm an accountant, I sit in my silo. All I do is to balance the books of the organization. Or I am HR, I'm only driving the policies of the organization. You need to understand the business so much that you begin to be a key stakeholder in selling. Selling skills is the requirement, and also your team building, teamwork and building. How are you building your team? Like I said, at this point in time, you are managing people. And let me gossip to you guys. Never ever underestimate your team members. You know why? They're the ones that sit in the office canteen and they talk. They're the ones that enter the staff bus and they talk. Can you all hear me? They're in the canteen. They're in the staff bus.
Please repeat that. Please repeat that.
Okay.
Never do something.
Never ever underestimate your team members.
Okay.
You know why? They are your greatest announcer. They're the ones that can take you across board in terms of what they say about you. And I was giving examples. They sit in the office canteen, they talk. They enter the staff bus, they talk. They have friends on WhatsApp, they talk. And the easiest gossip when they are bored is to never had an interaction with you within the organization, know so much about you, and you'll be wondering. And so there's a way those kind of information filter up, and it may make or mar your progress. I'm coming to something later. More importantly, your presentation skills. And in presentation at this level, you should be building executive presence. When I mean executive presence, when you enter into a room, what aura is around you? What perception do people have around you? Begin to build executive presence in terms of your courage, in terms of your dressing, in terms of your communication, in terms of your how socially aware, how politically aware are you within the organization? Very important. One thing that can take you across is your negotiation skills. You cannot do without it. People tell me and say, Taiwo, you are a fantastic negotiator. And I keep wondering, how am I doing it? Because I've had to go and learn how to negotiate. So when there's a dilemma in the organization, they say, HR, handle that. And I come back with my wins because I've learned how to negotiate that will eventually end at a win-win conversation. I've tried to put this picture up so that when they're talking about communication skills, you know all it entails. Are we communicating with me?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
in the comments section, I've talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things linked to communication skills. In the comment section, go and write out 3 or 4 that you need to work on, or 3 or 4 that you need to up your game on, and then we move on. Are we doing that? I'm moving on. Now, I'm going to, one of the skills you also need to have is self-management skills. At this level, as a junior manager or a middle level manager, trying to advance to senior management, if you cannot manage yourself, you cannot manage your people, neither can you manage resources. So the first law of success says, first within, how to manage self. You need to learn how to manage self. And I'm putting up a diagram now. Now, self-management involves you being able to use your at all times. So I'm going to I want to make you laugh. And I tell people, those that are close to me, know that I have a cliche that I use. Can somebody ask me my cliche? So if you ask me, I'll tell you.
What is your cliche, ma?
Cliche.
No. I know I'm going to laugh. Can I tell you now? Do you want to hear? Tell me yes.
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 Monkey no fine in mama like her. Nobody would do it for you. You cannot, as a junior, a middle level manager, aspiring to go higher, be walking into an office or into a building or into a meeting with your head down. Your body language must exude confidence at all times. Next, I'll be talking about your analytical skills. Now, at this level, you should have been done with emotions and picking up objectivity anytime you're talking. I know we could be a little bit sentimental, and all that, but businesses are looking for people with analytical skills. They're looking for people who are objective when they are communicating. And this is why you need, this is the place of data and metrics. So that when you're talking with data and you're being analytical when you are communicating. I will move on to lifelong learning. If you stop learning, then you start depreciating. At this level, as I tell you, I am still learning new things every day. People have asked me, why did I have to go back for my coaching certification? Because I have learned that in a few years' time, coaching for you as managers. And so I'm continuously in classes. People, as I speak to you, I'm in a GPHR class. As I speak to you, I'm running several other certifications because learning has to be lifelong. You need it because, like YF said, there's a law of the lead. If your people will begin to lose, you will begin to lose credibility before your team when they know more than you. Never allow it. Never allow it. You need to continuously be learning all the time. Learning is lifelong. I've talked extensively around communication. Communication, please let's be mindful of our non-verbal cues. Non-verbal cues. When you're at meetings and are taking a decision that doesn't augur well with you, keep a blank face. Keep your opinion to yourself. Don't express your emotions at meetings. Be bland. Then you can go back and then communicate your thoughts. But when your face starts to change or you begin to shift and your body language is speaking opposition to what management is doing, then you are not communicating right. Your nonverbal cues. I will talk again on communication. Please let's mind our diction and our lexicon. If you look at me, I've been speaking to you for 19 minutes. I have not used any cliche. Cliche in the sense of it's like as in you know shebi. That's what we talk about in Nigeria. And so when you are talking to senior management, once you begin to look as in you know shebi, they have switched off in their minds. Go and pick brighter grammar. I'm telling you what I have done. Go and learn your diction and do away with cliches. Do away with cliches. And another thing you have to learn in communication, more importantly, if you are presenting, is to learn how to write your scripts. Scripting is very good. Put your thoughts down. Type it on Word. Go on Thesaurus on your system and correct your language before you communicate. Over time, you will master it. Communication is very key. And if you want to climb the ladder, you must speak the right language. Another one that was spoken by YF was resilience. I won't expatiate on that. There are bad times, and most times those bad times are long periods. You must develop resilience. You must develop resilience. And I would say one thing that I used to say, that as slow as the snail was, the snail still made it to the ark. When I'm talking about the ark, I'm talking about Noah's ark. You know that the snail is the slowest animal. And based on resilience and persistence, the snail still made it to the ark before the flood started. So ask yourself, how resilient are you? I've seen middle managers dropping letters of resignation because of one small opposition or one small challenge at work. If you resign from where you are now, you're going to face, but you build capacity when you are able to build resilience. And then you know what? You're also building experience for yourself. And it helps you as you climb the ladder, because you can now tell those that you are mentoring, oh, this situation, I've gone through it before, and this was how I was able to manage through. I'm going back to your moral compass. Honesty and integrity comes hand in hand. You could have a fantastic charisma for the job, but there's no integrity, there's no honesty, which is the bedrock of your character, you are going nowhere. Next is flexibility. As a manager aspiring to go higher in your career, you must be flexible. Also, your problem-solving skills and your interpersonal skills. We need to run. But am I communicating with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Positively.
Yeah, I think we should round up.
Yes, I have 8 more minutes and then we're rounding up actually. I'm almost through. Then your people management skills. I told you at this level, you're already managing people. It could be 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. You're managing people. And so you need to be able, you need to be able to educate people. First of all, you need to be able to attract people. People, first of all, buy into the personhood of the leader before they buy into the vision. I was happy that YF also mentioned it. If your people don't believe in you, you cannot attract them to performance. So you must be able to build credibility so that you're able to attract people who believe in you first as a manager before believing in the assignment you want to give to them. When you attract them, you must be able to educate them, train them, motivate them. Please learn to empower them. Don't micromanage them. And where necessary, reward them. Reward, you may say, does not lie in your power. But you know what? You have a say in their appraisal. You could give them commendation memos. You could recommend tips to management for them just to find a way of rewarding them. Your people management skill is important at this point in time. So where I work, I was first of all managing HR, only HR. And after 6 months, admin was added to my responsibility, which is very huge. And admin on its own is another dimension: procurement, facility management, administration itself, courier and logistics, fleet management, compiled with HR. What has separated me here was people management skills. Be able to attract, educate, train, motivate, empower, and reward people. Now, what are the other skills that you need? Managing the boss. Please, 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 please. Even if your boss is a demon from the pit of hell, that is your boss. Learn to manage your boss. I've worked with several bosses and I've never had issues with them because you know what? I have taken time to understand them, their personality, how they think, how they are wired. And so I relate with them from that point of view. Also, when you are managing your boss, relate to them from a point of value. Leaders don't want people who are time wasters. Manage your boss. Please don't gossip about your boss to other people. You never know where anybody's allegiance lies. So for me, when I'm in the office, I don't have friends. I only have colleagues at work. I only have colleagues. That is my mindset. This person is my colleague. And so because I also understand office etiquette, I know what to say and what not to say to a colleague. Distractions again, so much noise in the background. So much noise again in the
background. Mute and be making noise. Please, can we just, I've muted them again. I think we're good.
Okay.
Yes, you are good. Yes.
So you need to
Let's continue, Mama. Let's continue.
Productivity, time management. How are you managing your time? It's not how long you spend in the office. It's what you're able to deliver within the time. Who is saying very good? We are disturbing.
She's on BAM. I've muted her.
She's unmuting herself. Please, please, please. The other one is leadership. Your leadership skills must be top notch. And also, now let me talk about leadership. Leadership is service. Leadership is service. So consistently for the last 9 years, and I'm proud to say this, and I'm not being boastful. None of my subordinates have been to work before me. None of them, because I know myself, the leader. I set the tone of delivery of value in the department on a daily basis. So they meet me in the office. And as they meet me in the office, they check our WhatsApp platform. I've dished out their assignments to them. And I get to work every day by 6:45 a.m. Nobody's chasing me from home. Home front, fantastic. But that is what I have built into myself as a leader. Leadership is sacrificial. Can I also say something? Throughout the whole of April and COVID-19, up till now, I have been at work every day. What I have done is I have put my members in my team on a shift basis, on shifts, because I am the leader and I take vicarious liability if anything goes wrong. Many of us shift our responsibilities. Many of us are quick to point out issues and errors. Many of us leave the back of our followers uncovered. We must be a covering over them. We are the leader. You are the leader, and so you take responsibility over value being delivered by that team. Note it, leadership is sacrificial. It's not about them carrying your bag. Nobody carries the bag for me in the office. Consistently now, I'm working for 22 years, 17 in HR. Nobody has ever carried my bag for me. I carry my bag myself. I wash my plate myself in the office. Because you know what? We have sycophants all around us. The pressing your presence at your back, they are dishing out your errors. So lead by example. You have to walk the talk as a leader. If you want to stand in the place of credibility.
Hello, please, let's come back. Let's come back. It's over. Hello, it's over. It's over.
We have 2 more minutes.
No, others are back. It's because I'm not having, you are independent, please. Others are back. Let's go. Let's go. It's not enough.
We're going back.
We had
to manage. Okay, this is our last slide. This is our last slide. Managing office policy.
Don't worry, Can we get the slide, please?
I'll hold you responsible.
Okay, let's go back. Bye-bye, everyone.
Can we get the slide now?
Yes, I'm going to share with you.
Get the slides.
I will share it.
Questions in this chat room. Go back. I will wait to get questions. Go back to the main room. I will wait to take our questions. I'll send it to Taiwo and I'll get something across. Okay. We'll continue the discussion on the chat, on the WhatsApp group.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Let's go back. I'm waiting to play this room. Let's go. Thank you. Exit. Thank you. Yes.